Welcome. 888-4 Direct.
Yes, hi, I'm going to change that. Nancy Vasquez.
That's good. Okay. Should I call you AAA for short or?
No, I'll fix that.
No problem.
Hi Donna, we are live
Hi.
streaming now. You
Okay,
are
thank
the
you.
host now, and I request you to make me co-host.
All righty. There you go. Hi, Barbara. Welcome. Nancy, do you do much with Zoom?
I do, through work and also with family.
Yeah, that's good. And how about you, Barbara? You can unmute yourself. Yeah, lower left-hand corner of your screen. You can unmute yourself there. Or you can press down your space bar.
The host.
That might, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I do. I do a little. Yes,
Right,
sisterhood.
that's good. Hi, Hank, you're back.
Yes, I am. I thought I'd learn a little bit more about Zoom now.
All right. You're hitting all the bases today.
Right. I may have to drop off for a sec. I've got a call from a doctor about 2:15, so
No problem.
don't mind me.
All right. Hi, Marcy. Welcome. Joel, hi, welcome. That's a pretty picture behind you, Joel. What's that?
Donna, that's a photo of our backyard looking off to the Pikes Peak.
Wow.
Wow, that's nice.
That is unbelievable. That's a nice view, boy. I like it. And they got snow. And is that fairly current? Is that snow up there? Or do you have snow?
That's about 2 weeks ago, and there's a lot of snow up there.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful.
We're just gonna still get snow for the next few weeks here, I think.
Yeah. Summer's not quite yet coming. Have to get a little more snow. Oh, we got a few more people coming in. We'll let them come in before we get started here. And what type of hosting are people doing? Anyone? Joel, do you have any hosting that you're doing right now?
I've never done it, but I want to start doing Tai Chi classes.
Oh.
And in fact, I'm kind of setting up a demo with a few people. So I have some questions about that.
Oh, okay, great. Have you taken the hosting and scheduling class yet?
Yeah, but I think I should take it again.
Yeah, that's a good one to understand how to, put together the classes and get people into them. Yeah. All right. And hi, Ceylon. Hi. Welcome.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi. Good to see you.
You
Hi.
too. Yes.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, why don't we get started? There might be some more people coming in. We'll get started with the class. I want to welcome everyone to Get Set Up today on this lovely Friday. We're seniors teaching seniors about technology. We also have social programs. Today's class is an advanced Zoom class for hosts. My name is Donna. I was in the IT industry for over 30 years. I enjoy helping others get over their fear of technology. And you can request a recording of this session by emailing help@getsetup.io. And we're not paid to promote Zoom at all. This is strictly for our own training. And today's agenda, we're going to learn about how to enable and use breakout rooms, how to use polling, to figure out where your audience is at in the subject that you're about to teach, and how to use some of Zoom's annotation tools and other features we'll probably be covering too. So I did just ask if anyone was doing any Zoom hosting, and a few of you are definitely doing something. Let's first of all talk about breakout rooms. We're going to go through the motions of the breakout room, and then we're going to actually do it. So when we talk about the breakout rooms, first off, you do have to enable breakout rooms on your account, and they do work for free accounts. So you're going to go into your Zoom account. I'm going to get in here. Once you're logged into your Zoom account, go to the left side of your screen at the menu and type in, let's see what we're doing. The breakout rooms, you'll have to go to settings, and you'll have to look for the breakout rooms. Oh, they changed the screen a little bit. You can come in here and make sure that the breakout rooms are enabled. They should be turned on. And by turned on, that means you're going to go to one of these settings here and turn it on. And it's going to, you click on it, it will go blue when you're inside of Zoom. Let's see. They moved it a little bit on me, but I can't quite find it right here, but it is in here. Look for the breakout rooms, turn it on. Once it's on, you're going to have it on. Is there a question?
Yeah, I had a question about that screen you were just on.
That's the settings.
About the chat thing. There was, I don't have it on me now, but.
Oh, was I in the chat setting? Oh, right here?
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
It says prevent participants from saving chat.
Yeah.
Somebody's got that turned on in one of my sessions I attend, and I can't copy out of the chat.
Yeah.
So is there a dynamic setting equivalent to that? Like an audio?
Well,
thing?
you could, can you like with your mouse drag over the words and copy and paste? Is it let you copy and paste?
No, I can drag over the words and highlight it, but when I do,
highlight. Can you highlight and then copy and paste?
I can do the first part, not the second. I cannot. I do a Control C and it doesn't copy it.
Oh, it doesn't.
Just not.
Yeah. Everything. That's the nice thing about Zoom. Everything can be turned on and everything can be turned off, and that's one of the things here. Yeah, preventing participants from saving chat.
Right.
And
I'm going to try to get them to uncheck that, but they may not know what it is. But I had to.
It could be that they don't realize they have it set.
I'm sure that's it. And
because I don't know why you would not let people save chat. I mean, that's. That's unless it's real personal things you're talking about or something. But it could just be you might want to let them know, hey. You might want to uncheck this in your settings.
All right, I can do that. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So the breakout rooms, once there's a lot of settings in Zoom, and I encourage you to go and take a look. You'll be surprised at the settings that they have in there that you can lock and
go back to
Zoom.
that page, that previous page.
Everyone's interested in this one now. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, what are we looking for?
Oh, I was looking for the breakout rooms. I started scrolling. To find the breakout rooms to enable them. And that's what I was looking for. And then we got on the discussion about the chat box. I was looking for it. Let me see if I can find it. Breakout rooms. Here's the meeting polling. Then there's breakout rooms. There we go. So you can turn them. This is on. So if you're not in free accounts can do breakout rooms. So if your breakout rooms aren't working, go into settings, make sure you have it on so that you can use them. So once you have breakout rooms on your account, it should show up on your toolbar. This was what it looks like, a little square. When you click on the square, you're going to get a pop-up box. Looks like this, where you can start creating your breakout rooms. They keep a nice little tally in the lower left-hand corner for you too, so you can see roughly how many people are going to be in the room. You can start creating your rooms, and then when you have the amount that you think you're going to need, you can hit the create button in the lower right, and that will create the rooms. Now you can have you can do assign automatically. That means Zoom's just going to break everyone out into the whatever room. There's not going to be any distinction. You could assign manually if you want to. If you know the people and you have certain people you want in the rooms, you can do that. Or you can let the participants choose their room. So when you hit that create button, oops, sorry, I jumped ahead. What happens is the rooms are created. This is an example of manually assigning people. You would click assign and select the people in the room to go into each room. Once you have people in the rooms here, well, let's talk a little bit here about the buttons on the bottom. The recreate button just brings you back to that previous screen where you're just starting out when you first clicked on the breakout room button. Add room, let's say you created the rooms and you look at it and you realize there's too many people are in each room. You could at that point recreate or add a room and pop some people into that other room. It's your choice on how you want to do it. The options button on the left, when you click on options, they're going to give you options to set up the room. The first one is allow participants to choose the room. Fairly new feature within the past 6 months for Zoom. And really with the pandemic and people holding conferences online, there was a need to have people to be able to roam from one room to the next, just like you're at a conference. You have a speaker in each room. So if you want to have that type of an effect, you would let participants choose the room they want to go into. Or if you're a teacher and you have a lot of TAs, you could have a TA in each breakout room teaching a subject. You know, one room is math, one room's art, whatever you have. Allow participants to return to the main session at any time. It depends on who you're doing Zoom with, you know, these breakout rooms. Do you want them to leave the breakout rooms? That's your first question. So think about the purpose of your breakout room. If maybe you're working with really young kids or something, and if they're scared, you want them to come back to the main room and talk to you or something like that. Then you might have that set. Also, be aware with technology, if someone can't connect, they're going to come back to the main screen when you send people off to the breakout rooms. If they have trouble getting in, they will come back. The next selection here, automatically move all assigned participants into the breakout rooms. You should probably check this. It eliminates the extra step of having to hit enter to get into the breakout room, to having to select it. And then the breakout rooms, this selection here is where you will assign how long the breakout room is going to last. And then there's the countdown after closing breakout rooms. This is a good thing to have. And I had a woman in this class who was in a breakout room session where they didn't have this selected. And if you lose track of time, the breakout rooms just kind of end abruptly. So the countdown is good to have. It gives people a warning. If you've given them an assignment, think about how long will it take for them to wrap up. So if they have to save documents or something like that, you may want to give them a few more seconds to do that. It really depends on what they went into the breakout room to do, but this does give them an extra countdown. You can select up to 120 seconds, which is 2 minutes, to wrap up and get ready to go back to the main screen. Once you hit that open all rooms button, that will start the breakout rooms. So at this screen here just shows people in the rooms ready. You're just getting ready to start the rooms. When you click on open all rooms, what's going to happen is they're going to get a green dot. Everyone should have a green dot. Green dot means they made it into the breakout room. If someone's not getting their green dot, I would probably expect for them to come back to the main room. And if they do, they will show up as unassigned. They'll be as comes up above the first breakout room, and their name will show up. And at that point, I usually just try to put them back in a room. And usually it works, unless they really are having a problem. There is a broadcast message to all towards the bottom of the screen. Yeah, let's say you forgot part of the assignment. You forgot one last thing you forgot to tell them. You can just broadcast to all the rooms and let them know, hey, I forgot to tell you to do this. Or as you're checking in on the different breakout rooms, maybe you realize that they're going to finish earlier than you thought they were going to. So maybe you could broadcast and say, we're going to end 5 minutes earlier on the breakout rooms, just to give them a heads up. There's a join button next to each breakout room. When you click join, you as the host, you're going to go and join the room. You can go join and chat with everyone in the room and see how they're doing. When you go to leave as the host, there in the lower right-hand corner of the screen is going to be a leave breakout room button so that you can get back into the main screen. So you can jump from one breakout room to the next. There is a button. Question? Go ahead.
Yes, this is Salon. The room number 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Can you have a name? Like say,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can name them.
Okay, and then number 2, this will a host show this screen right here? Because you said join. So do you have to set all of this up before you do the breakout room? Before the host start, the meeting start?
You can pre-assign breakout rooms. If I go into real quick, I'm going to go into my account here. And when you go to schedule a meeting, one of the meeting options towards the bottom is this breakout room pre-assign.
Oh, okay.
That only shows up if you have breakout rooms turned on. And at this point, what you can do is you can click on this and you can create rooms and pre-assign them if you want to.
Okay.
It's only works though if you know who's going to be in the meeting.
Right, ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there is a button for people who are in breakout rooms to summon the host to come in for help. The host will get a little pop-up on their screen saying, hey, so-and-so needs help, and you can join the breakout room that they're in. And if you click on the close all rooms, that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to end the breakout rooms. So if you hit that, that will stop the breakout rooms. All right, let's go over to my screen. I have my screen set up. I'm going to move see my moving around here. You can see my side of the world here. You can see my host toolbar. So I'm just kind of doing this so you can kind of see where my toolbar is on your screen. That's me moving around. So breakout rooms. Here's the breakout room button towards the right of share screen. I have breakout rooms. I'm going to click on this. And now hopefully you can see that, right? My pop-up. I'm going to start creating some rooms here. Okay, so far the default, just one room, 14 people. If I add one room, now in the bottom here, it says 7 participants per room. Let's add one more. 4 to 5 people per room. If I added another one, let's see what it'll come up with, 3 to 4. We could do the 3. I think 3 breakout rooms will probably be good. If I just click create right now, it's just going to create it's not going to open them. I'm the one who's going to open them. I'm just going to hit create, and now so you can see what happens. See, it just puts everyone in a room. If you're a teacher, maybe, or just working with some kids, if you see some people who maybe they shouldn't be in the same room together because there will be no work done, you can move people. Like I can highlight a name and click move to, and I can move someone to a room. Or I can even hover over another name and exchange. Just do a quick exchange between 2 people if you think you're going to have a problem. If you're working with younger people, you can just exchange them. These rooms, if I click on the room, like room number 1 here, if I click on the bar for room number 1, there's a rename, so I can call it something else. If I want to get rid of a room, I can delete a room too. So you have complete control on how many rooms you have. Any questions so far? The people in your meeting, by the way, don't see this. You're only seeing it because I'm allowing you to see the screen.
I have a question. If you're hosting a meeting and you have enabled breakout rooms, during the meeting, can you ad hoc just decide to break them out?
That's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I just clicked on the button. I have not pre-assigned anything, nothing. I could have, because I did know the names of people that were going to be in the meeting. Now, so this was ad hoc the way we're doing it right now. So, I mean, you can see that you can quickly have everyone broken out. And, you know, at this point, if I'm happy with the way it looks, I can just open the rooms. This could be done literally in, you know, under a minute. You can do this very quickly. Let's take a look. Again, we have the recreate button here. If you hit this, it just brings you back to that first screen where you're just going to start all over. Or you can add a room too. Options. Once you have the options set, they usually stay in place. Again, allowing participants to choose the room. Do you guys want to try that? Being able to move from room to room? I'm going to put that on. So if anyone wants to try it, you can try moving to another room if you want. And what happens is you go to leave the room and it will ask you what room you want to go to. And you're going to come back to the main screen and then you'll go back to the room you select, just to warn you. But you can try that out.
Okay.
So I have the settings here. I want people to automatically, when I say we're going into the rooms, and when I click on the open all rooms, you don't have to click anything else. You're just going to go right into the room. Breakout rooms. We're just going to do a 5-minute breakout room. I have 5 minutes set here. There's a little notify me when the time is up. You know, sometimes breakout rooms can be a long time. You might have a breakout room that lasts an hour, 2 hours. It depends on the type of session you're in. And it's just a little notification for the host if they get, you know, heads down doing grading papers or something, just to warn you that time is starting to come to an end. And then it's good to have the countdown. So there's no surprises when the breakout room ends. So people have a chance to finish what they're doing in the breakout room. You can set how many seconds, 10 seconds, 15, 30, 60, and 120. It has to do, you know, really with what type of assignment you've given people. And just think about what the assignment you gave them. And if they need to save anything, how long is it going to take them? If they completely lose track of time, how long is it going to take them to get ready to leave that breakout room? All right. Let's see if there's any other questions coming up. Okay, no questions. All right. Anyone have any questions? Any other questions? All right, then, why don't we do our breakout rooms? It's going to be a 5-minute breakout room. If you want to play and you want to try leaving your room and going back into another one, I've enabled that so you can do that. Go say hi to the people in your breakout room. Introduce yourself. If you have any interesting projects or a hobby you want to let them know about, go ahead and get to know the rest of the community here, and enjoy yourselves. Okay. Anyone have anything before I click on the open all rooms? All right. All right, everyone, have fun. We'll see you in a little bit. Let's see. So for people live streaming, I just sent them into a breakout room. And right now I'm just looking to see that everyone made it in. I see all green dots, so that's good. That tells me that they made it. I don't see anyone having an issue. Give it a few more seconds. I want to see if anyone moves out of their room. And then I think I'll go check in on, I don't think I'll, oh, here's Hank. I think he's moving to another room. He should be leaving. There he goes. Okay, so Hank moved. I think I'll go into room 1 now that there's only 3 of them to say hi.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, did you guys get kicked out? Let's see. Oh, Barbara, you got kicked out. Are you still there? Can you hear me, Barbara? I'm going to put you in room 3. And Paul, click on the breakout room button. Breakout options, I think it says. Paul, can you hear me? You have to unmute yourself.
That I did.
Did you find the breakout? So I think it's breakout room options or something on your toolbar. That's how you can
I
move
think
to the
so.
next.
It says
Yeah.
I can join room 2 or room 3.
Yeah, those are your choices. There's just 3 rooms.
Try room 2.
So right now I was in
We'll
the main
close in
room. How do I
14
go to
seconds.
the breakout room?
Yeah, there should be a breakout room options on your toolbar.
Where can I find it? I don't see it.
Oh, actually, the breakout rooms might be over now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the breakout rooms are done now. All right.
Okay.
Done.
Lot of movement going on there.
Uh-huh.
A lot of movement. Went to all of the rooms.
All
That's
right.
fun.
So yeah, I mean, so you can move around, and if you have a conference or something, or just a game night, you can have different games in each room. I mean, whatever you're doing, you could, make it kind of fun and interesting for the people in your session. You could even have them draw silly animals or whatever, So you have a contest, which group can draw the better giraffe or something. I don't know. You could anything that you want to come up to make it fun to break up a meeting. You can do that. And of course, if you're teaching a subject, then you could have different topics about that subject in each room. And were people able to move around? Because I heard they keep, Zoom does a lot of updates. So sometimes I'm not really aware of if there's any changes. So you were, when you got back to the main screen, they gave you a Zoom options button, right? And that's where you switched. Okay. Yeah. All right. Any more questions about breakout rooms? And as you notice when you saw my screen, you can do these breakout rooms pretty quickly. It's just a couple steps and boom. So you can do them ad hoc. You can do them when you're scheduling out your meetings. If you know ahead of time the people that are going to be there, you can do them ahead of time too. All right. So let's move on to the next topic, which is going to be polling. All right. Now, polling, unfortunately, is for paid accounts. I will give you in the email at the end of this some suggestions of alternatives for polling for Zoom. If you have a free account, you still want to do polling, you can still do it. You'll have to give them a link to SurveyMonkey or one of those polling sites, in your chat. So let me share out my screen again here. So again, polling, you do need the licensed account. You do have to enable it in settings. Also, we go into settings, look for polling, turn the button on to the blue color is on, and that will turn on polling for you. You can create polls for scheduled meetings or on instant meetings where you're using your personal meeting ID. For instance, if I go to my account, I'm going to go under meetings on the left side of the screen. And just look at this meeting right here. We're in this advanced Zoom for hosts. If I click on this meeting, at the very bottom, I can add. Let's see, there's polling right here, and there's an add button in the lower right-hand corner. So you can add polls to the meetings that you schedule. All right, so I'm going to say I'm here in the meeting, and I click on my poll button. The poll button will show up once you have it turned on in settings. It's to the left of your the green share screen button. You should see polling. If I had made some polls ahead of time, they would show up here in a list, and then I could just click on which poll I want to run, and I'd be able to run it. I did not do that, so I'm going to click on add a question. So this is something you could do on the fly. It's going to take you back really to you're going to have to go back to your Zoom account to get to this polling screen. All right. So we have a poll here. Now, what shall we poll ourselves about today? Is anything coming up? How about since it's feeling like summer's like almost coming. We have what barbecue season starting up. How about favorite barbecue? I guess we could say barbecue foods. Foods. Oh boy. Barbecue foods. I think I'm spelling it all wrong. Excuse my spelling. What would we like to put up for this? What do people like to do for barbecue?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs, yes.
Salmon.
Salmon.
Hamburgers.
Burgers.
Corn.
Corn. Ribs. Oh.
Ribs. Yeah.
It's almost lunchtime too for me. You're getting me hungry now. What'd someone say?
Eggplant.
Eggplant. Ooh.
Barbecue eggplant.
Now we're all hungry. Potato salad, probably, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And what else we got? One more?
Do they have baked beans? Baked beans or beans?
Oh, baked beans, yeah. Oh, okay. So you have a choice here between single or multiple choice. So I guess we could do multiple choice. People probably like multiple things. And I want to mention too, you might have seen this anonymous at the top here. when you're in Zoom, when you're under your account, there's a reporting section. And they do a report that shows people's responses to the polls. So if you have maybe sensitive information, you could make the poll anonymous. Just be aware, though, if you're really into polling and gathering data, Zoom's reporting on polls is horrible. It's really not very good. So that's where maybe if you're really going to be doing a lot of research and polling, you might want to use an outside source for that. All right. Yeah, I can add more questions. If I want to, I can keep adding questions. When I hit save, they'll be saved. I'm going to go back over to my Zoom screen. When I click on the poll button on my toolbar, now I can see the poll. I spelled barbecue wrong. So you can, this is a multiple choice, so you can go ahead and make your choices. You don't see that, you haven't, normally you would not see this part. You're just seeing my side of the screen. I have not launched. I have a launch polling at the bottom here. So if I see my, poll, I can edit it if I want to. When I click on launch polling, now you're going to see it on your side. I'm going to move my screen over. Hopefully it won't be in your way. So you can go ahead, do your poll. On my screen, I can see how many people have voted. I can see the results as they start coming in. You can, it's like a horse race. You kind of can see the bars moving. So I've got 5 of 11, 45% voted. Oh boy, corn. I love corn too. And corn on the grill. Oh my God. So we have 7 of 10, 3 people haven't. Well, actually, John, sorry, John, you're co-host. You can't vote. Co-hosts cannot participate in polls. All right, we've got it. There we go, 9 of 10. That's good. So I'm going to end the polling now. I can see that it looks good. I'm going to click the end polling button. And then I get this screen where I can download the results. This is a fairly new button. This really just showed up in the past month or so. So it downloads it into a little text file, I think it is, on your laptop. I can relaunch the polling if I want to. And then I have a share results. So I'm going to click on share results. Now you're going to see the results.
Eggplant.
Corn and eggplant. Eggplant is in. So yeah, that's the results of the poll. Ribs definitely is a third place. Buttons I have, I can stop sharing results and then I can relaunch polling if I want to. So that is how to do a poll in Zoom. If you have a free account, unfortunately, no polling, but I'll give you some links to some other sites that you can do, because you can still do the polls with other sites. You will have to put a link in the chat for people to click on the link and do the poll. So that's just an extra step.
Donna, you said that when you need license for this. Now, when you do have a paid, is it automatically there for you to do it, or you have to click on something and have?
Yeah, you'll have to go into settings. If you just started the account, it most likely will be off. So you'll have to go into settings and turn it on.
Turn it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it will be there with the paid account.
Okay. Thanks.
It's and you could do it ad hoc pretty quick. You could do it in the middle of a meeting. You could just put something up fast. All right. Any other questions about polling? All right. I have you may have seen this on my toolbar, this security button that shows up when you're a host. Just want to talk about the security that is here. The top of the menu, lock meeting. It's a good idea. If you have everyone that's going to be in the meeting and you don't expect anyone else to come in, go ahead and lock it. And then you won't have to worry about anyone coming into your waiting room or anything like that getting disturbed. You can enable and disable waiting room from this menu if you want to. Hide profile pictures. The people that do not have their video on, if you have a large meeting, you can move all those people that are not on video to other screens. So as a host, your main screen, you're just going to see people that are on video. And then there are different things that you can allow participants to do or not do, like share screen. That's another one. You know, if you don't want to worry about people just starting to share out their screen in the middle of your presentation, then you can shut share screen off. Chat. Yeah. If you don't want anyone to be chatting in the chat room, you can just shut off the chat room. Or if something weird's going on in the chat room, you just shut that off if people are being, you got a group of jokesters, in your session. Renaming themselves. This is another one. This is good for kids. If you're a teacher, if you don't want anyone to rename themselves, then you don't get the silly names. Unmuting themselves. This is something you can do on the fly. Let's say you're in a meeting and it's just getting too noisy. You can mute everyone and then set it so that they can't unmute themselves. Starting video. Prevent people from starting their video. And then annotation. Annotation is where you can write, in Zoom, anything that is shared out on your screen can be annotated on. It's not just for whiteboard, anything. And we'll demonstrate that in a second for you. So that's something that you might want to have that off while you're presenting.
Donna, can you go back to the profile picture? What is it? So are you saying that like we all are here on Zoom now? And if you decide you want to only have 3 people just showing that, if we click on that, that'll happen?
Here, I'll click on it. Now, see, we don't have enough people. It hides actually, it didn't. Oh, yeah, it just hid the profile pictures. Yeah, that's all it does.
Okay. Yeah.
It used to move. Removing participants is another one. You can also, if you just right click on someone, you can remove them if you're having a problem with someone. You can also go under participants and go under the names and remove people from here if you have a problem. If you have a co-host, that's nice too, because then they can remove people. And you can right click. When I right click on someone, you can see I have a lot of things I can do. I can immediately mute that person. Sometimes you get noise coming from their background. You can just mute them if it's becoming a problem. You can chat individually to people. You can pin them, which will make them the main focus of the screen. You can make people host, co-host, rename. You can allow or disallow multi-pin, put people in the waiting room, remove, or report. Now that's a nuclear option there, reporting people to Zoom if they have an issue, but you can do that.
Okay, where is this found at? I'm sorry.
If you just right click as the host, you can right click on people's, just right click on their picture.
Okay, on the people. Okay.
I right click on people's pictures all the time to mute people. Sometimes people have their TV going on or something, and like other people are talking, but they're fine. But you got this one person who has something blaring in their background. And you don't want to mute everyone because you're having a discussion, but you got to just mute that one person because they're, they have too much going on in their background. And there's another button to talk about at the very bottom, suspend participant activities. Now, this really is a nuclear option. I'll tell you what this one does. When you click on this, this is for if you get Zoom bombed. It's going to, it's going to ask you, first of all, to put in the names of the people that you're having an issue with. It's going to take a screenshot of everyone in the meeting. And it's going to get reported to Zoom. Those people are probably going to get their accounts removed. and they will be removed out of your meeting. So there's a few, steps that happens, with that. So if you do have someone who is doing, inappropriate, you got Zoom bombed or something, if you can catch the IDs of these people, click on that button, report them immediately, and then have them, and then they will get removed out, and then Zoom will investigate. All right, so that's the security button. It's a handy button as a host to just take care of things if things start, happening in your meeting. You can make quick decisions on what you want to allow or disallow based on what's going on in the meeting, especially when you start having larger groups. If you're going to have, 100 people, 200 people, you have to have a way to start controlling things. If, you may think, oh, this is going to be fine letting everyone talk. And then you realize it's not working. So you can, instantly, stop people from being able to unmute themselves. And there's all different things that you can do as a host to keep control of the meeting. All right, let's talk about, I know a lot of you are probably familiar with sharing out your screen, right? When you click on that green share screen button. I have two screens. I use the second screen. Sometimes I have, if I'm sharing out a lot, I'll have the faces of everyone on my right screen. Sometimes I have notes. It depends on the meeting. You can, of course, share out your entire screen. You click on share, and the little share button on the lower right hand, that will share out everything in your screen. It's just like everyone's standing behind you. So they're going to see you check your email, anything you do. So you have to be careful when you're sharing out your entire screen to make sure that you're only going to the presentations that you are planning on showing in your meeting. The bottom two rows in the box are showing what's open at the time that's available. Maybe you have PowerPoint. If you have PowerPoint, let's pretend this as PowerPoint. You could just click on PowerPoint, click on share, and only that screen would be shared out. You can do multiple. You just press down the control. I could maybe have two things just shared out. When you have things shared out, they have this green border around them. So when you're looking at all your documents, you can tell by the green border what has been shared out and what hasn't. The whiteboard. Oh, another thing to mention too, if you're going to do anything with sound or music, you have to click on the lower left-hand corner of the screen where it says share sound and optimize for video clip. You have to click on these if you're going to do YouTube videos or anything like that. That will allow the sound to come from your laptop into the meeting. Otherwise, sound does not go into the meeting. So just be aware of that. I know someone was going to do Tai Chi. I think it was you, Joel, right? You got to make sure you turn that on if you have any music. The whiteboard, if I click on the whiteboard, and then I'm going to share out the whiteboard for drawing. You can do Pictionary. You can use it as like a blackboard or something like that if you're in teaching. It's a handy tool. To the right of whiteboard, iPhone, iPad. This is to share out the screen from your iPhone or iPad. When you click on that, you'll have a choice of sharing. I think if I click on share, I don't really have anything attached. Let's see if it comes up. You see what comes up here? You have your choice of, you have to do your screen mirroring on your iPad or iPhone, and then you choose the Zoom session. Let me get back over to my screen. Let me get out of that. Okay. All right. I'm going to share the screen again. And if you have an Android, I use Visor, V-Y-S-O-R. It's been very handy for Android phone to share out. On the advanced button at the top here, there's an advanced tab. You can use PowerPoint as a virtual background. So what happens is your presentation's behind you, and there's just a little picture of you in the corner talking as you're doing your presentation, and the presentation's behind you. You can adjust by just dragging. You can make yourself bigger or smaller. You can adjust the size of yourself in the corner, but they'll just see you talking as you're doing your presentation. Portion of the screen. Let's say you're sharing out an Excel spreadsheet and you don't want to show, for privacy reasons, people's names. you could just share out just a small portion of that screen instead of the whole thing. Computer audio. If you're just going to play music from your laptop, you're not sharing anything else. You could click on this, play the music that you want. It will come through into the meeting, but they're not going to see any screens. They're just going to hear the music. And then video, this button, when you click on this, what happens is a pop-up comes up and you're able to select a video from your desktop, from your C drive to play in the class. And then there's content from a second camera. Maybe you're doing a cooking demonstration or something like that. You could have a second camera mounted somewhere and you'd be able to connect to that camera and you could have a different perspective. It could just be up above you or whatever you're doing. It'd just be a change of the camera view. And then the third tab on the right, files. This is so you can select files on your Google Drive, Dropbox, or SharePoint. I'm surprised they don't have iCloud or something, but that's all they have so far. Just to be able to access files from those different clouds. Questions?
If you wanted to do a movement class, I mean, how did people set up their, do you set up an iPhone and share it as a second camera, or what other, or?
Well, I know we have a few people that do, like Shirley does her hustle. And, she's just got a camera on her laptop camera. She has a camera on her webcam on her laptop. And and she stands back from it. And she's able to, do her class from there. You could have different camera angles if you wanted to. Or if you just want just a camera from the front, you'd have something. It could be from a phone. You could have it from a phone. You could have your phone on a tripod, on a desk or something at the right height for you to show, you'd want to see your full body in the screen. So it'd have to be something that can, you'd have to play around with the angles and that type of thing. But yeah, definitely you can do that. And if you're going to just play music, then you could just go to advanced and just select the computer audio only. If you're not showing any videos or anything like that, you could just play the music that way. All right, so let's quick demonstration just to make sure people know about annotation. I'm gonna make sure the annotation's on. How many people have used the whiteboard?
I have.
Yeah. So just to make sure the annotation, if you look at the top of my screen, you should see you're viewing Donna's screen, and then it should say share view options. If you see the view options, click on view options. The menu comes down and select annotate. When you click on the annotate, you should get a graphics bar that opens up, and then you can select draw and you can start drawing. Is anyone on a mobile device? If you're on a mobile device, you'll get in the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you should see a little pen, a little writing pen. It might be in a circle that you can tap on. Okay. Is anyone not able to do the annotation? Oh, good. So you guys all have it. Now, the fun thing with annotation, I'm going to stop this for a second because I think everyone got that, right? Did everyone get the annotation? The nice thing about annotation is you can use a little creativity with this because anything that can be shared out can be annotated on. So I could do something like this. You see, do you see that? A puzzle. So same thing, people can go and start doing a puzzle. You could have crossword puzzles. You could, if say you teach a language, English or any language, You could have documents up that have misspellings. And if you're working with kids, they could circle the misspellings, or the grammar's incorrect. You could have people correct circle the grammar. Maybe you teach travel, or you just having a get together with friends, and you can have a world map out there and have people circle places where they've lived or traveled. Or you could have, if you're talking about a particular country, you could have people circling, the capitals of places, different things. Just think of ways to liven up your presentations just by using simple things like this. People like to do puzzles. You can have a good time with that. Yep, there we go. I see people filling out the puzzle. It can be a nice break. Say you're doing a little webinar or seminar, and you do have a break for 15 minutes so people can go grab the coffee, use the bathroom or whatever. You could just put a puzzle up and let them do a puzzle while they're sitting there, because some people, they don't want to take a break. So it just gives them something to do. You can find, and I'll give you a link to this website, you can find all kinds of puzzles on all types of topics for people to do. So you could pick a puzzle that has to do with what you're talking about. So these are fun things to do. Another thing is, real quick, I'm going to show you. Let me get rid of the. I'm just going to clear all the drawings. You can be sharing out anything. You could do trivia with people. You say, hey, let's do a quick trivia. And this website's kind of cool because it has a lot of topics. Let me go back to the first page. History, geography. They have all types of topics that you can go to. And let's say you want to do movies. You could do something like, sequels. And then you can have a trivia game you can play while you're sharing out with people in your meeting. So you can do all types of these things. Let's see if we can do any of these sequels. Now, these are sequels to which of these movies? The Enforcer. Does anybody know? I don't even know. I'm going to have to guess.
These are all Clint Eastwood movies.
Yeah, I think that sounds like in a Clint Eastwood, wasn't it? So it'd be Unforgiven? No, Maximum Force. Oh, well. But as you can see, you can do all types of things with Zoom in your meetings to engage people, have fun with it. There's a lot of different things between sharing out your screen and being able to annotate. You can do all types of things. Anybody have any questions? Kind of getting to the end of the session here. Thoughts?
I have one question about share screen. If you allow a participant to share their screen, what options do they have? Can they actually determine how much of the screen to share like the host can, or will they always just see the whole thing?
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me see. I'm going to put share screen on. Why don't you go ahead and click on the green share screen button and see what you can see there.
I think it's everything.
Yeah, someone can go ahead and try it. I hate to give you an answer because Zoom changes their app so many times. I just
tried it. Tried it. Yeah, because I go into it a lot. But yeah, I can see everything.
You can see everything. Yeah, so you can see even under advanced, you can see them all. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they really restrict it. Yeah.
That was my question. The advanced. Now I don't remember seeing advanced when I do share, but that I will. Yeah. I do have that. Okay.
Yep, you do have it.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can
share. Yeah, I got everything you had up. Yes.
Yeah, it's got some neat. It depends on your setup. Like if you're doing cooking or some demonstration, you could have a second camera to go to. Yeah. So Marcy, we see you're sharing out your screen.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's easy to click it.
Yes.
Yeah. So just think of, creative ways to add some fun into your presentations, using the tools that are in Zoom. Don't be just stuck on the whiteboard. A lot of people just kind of just remember that anything, for good or bad, anything that you share out can be annotated on. So you could have a little fun with that. Trying things out. Let me see Victoria's screen. All right. Well, we're at the end of our session here. And another thing to remember too is that in Zoom, only one person can share out at a time.
Playing from Galaxy S9.
So I want to thank everyone for attending today. I hope this was helpful for you. We have other classes. One of them is called Running Virtual Events for Fun and Profit in Zoom. There's Zoom whiteboards, annotations, and backgrounds if you want to learn more how to get your setup down. There's Zoom host practice sessions where you can come in if you want to practice the setup, if you want to test something like Joel, you're a good example. If you want to test your camera angles or something, that would be the class to go to. Have things all ready and ready to go and come in and we'll tell you if the sound is good, if we can see what you're doing. So that's what this class is for people to test whatever setup they're doing in Zoom. Or anything they're a little nervous about trying, they can try it out. And we have another class, Fun Games to Play on Zoom, where we talk about the different types of games that you can have fun on, during a Zoom session. You're going to get an email with feedback after this class. Go ahead and fill out your feedback. If you have any new class ideas, go ahead and put them in also. You can invite friends through your mobile app. You can share on your mobile through Facebook, email. And on the website, you can tell friends about the class through email. We have our all-purpose email, help@getsetup.io. If you're interested in hosting an interest group, go ahead and send us your interest, and we'll get you set up with the group. Suggesting new classes. If you have an organization that you think would benefit from our services, let us know, and we'll talk to them about partnering with them. Or if you just want to get a recording of a session, you can ask all that at help@getsetup.io. So everyone, thank you so much for coming today.
When is that first class that you had? Virtual something?
The virtual events.
Yeah, what is that? Or do I just
see.
go in there? I like to sign up for that class.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to share. I'll share out the screen too so everyone can see this.
Okay. Thank you.
Go over here. So I'm over here at the website under search. And by the way, you can search guide names too. So if you have a guide you like, you can just put their name in and you can see all their classes. But if I go under Zoom, I'm typing in Zoom over here and I mistyped it. Right here, you can see all the different classes for Zoom. So here, this one is Running Virtual Events.
That's the name of it. Okay.
So if we click on it, and that will show you the class here. And John, thank you. He's putting on a link too. And when you see the notify me, don't panic. It just means that we go on a 2-week rotation with our classes and it just means it hasn't been put back on the schedule. So you can put in notify me, and you'll be notified that it got back on the schedule.
Okay. All right,
So
thank you.
that's what that's about.
Thank
All right.
you. Are you sending us information about the Survey Monkey?
Yes, I have about 4 or 5 different things that you could take a look at.
That would be great. Thank you.
Because if you're really into polling and stuff, the Zoom poll is kind of miserable. Their reporting is not good. They don't.
Thank you.
All right then. And
Thank you very much.
Ceylon, did you have another question? Thank you, everyone.
No, thank you. No.
All right, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Enjoy your weekend.